Hey everybody, Colin here, back with another BitRep, and with me I have the one and only Paul Winters, King of all Slaanesh, Queen of all Slaanesh? Maybe we don't gender name the ruler of all Slaanesh. Maybe that's not what we do. How's it going, Paul?
What's going on, Colin? How are you doing today?
I'm good. So last weekend or 2 weeks ago or something, was it last weekend? I don't know when it was that we played this game.
Probably 2 weekends ago now.
Oh yeah, 2 weekends ago. Yeah, Paul had a chance to come over, and Paul always plays Slaanesh demons, and so when the new codex came out, we kind of jumped on the chance to see what they do on the table. Uh, I've been playing tons of Ynnari. We decided that Ynnari is not really how you learn how to play a new book, so I put Sisters on the table, which I've been playing quite a bit of lately. Back with John Lennon's Sisters of Battle list, and right here we're queued up after we've done player place terrain. This is a mimic of the one of the Las Vegas team tournament tables. It's not exactly right, but it's pretty similar. And yeah, what mission is this? Oh, it's the one where you move objectives, whichever one what that one's called. What is that one called, Paul? Do you know?
It used to be called priority objectives. I don't know what it's called now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm relatively sure some objectives got moved because we've got one over here and then like one here and then one back here and then like yeah, they don't make any sense. So that's clearly what's happened. I believe that I get first turn here, but I'm just going to start it off and try to point out where your stuff is, Paul, and I'm sure you can correct me if I get it wrong.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll do red for your army here. All right. So is this the special character keeper? Is that what's right there?
Shalaxi Helbane.
Yep. All right. Notice I let you say the name rather than me saying the name. Up here is Bellacor. In front of Bellacor is a unit of fiends, maybe 2 units of fiends.
Looks like 1 unit of 5 there.
Okay. There's one down here as well.
And somewhere in that jumbled mess, there is also a Herald of Slaanesh and a Infernal Enrapturess that they're kind of hard to pick out.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yep, and off the table, if I recall, there are 4 chariots, another group of fiends that are being preserved.
That's right. Yeah. And so on my side of the table, I deployed 5 just sisters, kind of in the corner of my deployment zone, just so they could start in the objective. It's is it sticky objectives on this one? I can't remember now.
I don't think it was. I think
no.
This is, yeah.
Novitiates here. Here's Cassie, the Lunder tank. This is the healer. Here's Vol. There's the big unit of Zephyrim back here. There's a unit of 6 Zephyrim in Deep Strike, I think. The unit of Seraphim is certainly in Deep Strike. And then here's the 2 Melty units. The Repentia are behind them. And then there's a Rhino over here that had 5 Repentia and 5 sisters in it. And what I did is I moved, this actually didn't end up being a good play, but I moved the sisters up in front and then put the Repentia up in front so that if he charges them, they get to punch the fiends before they die. But I also have the sisters doing the action on the objective. Well, we should pause it for just a moment so we can tell people about our secondaries. That'll make the game more interesting. I took Leap of Faith, or Leap of Fate in that particular case. I think it's called Leap of Faith, would be my guess. Sacred Ground and Assassinate. Paul, go ahead and talk through your secondaries there.
Yeah, I took Reality Rebels or Rebels. I'm not sure which one was pronounced.
I'm pretty sure it's Rebels, but I might have written Rebels there.
It's spelled the same way, so who knows? Nourished by Terror and Grind Them Down.
Okay, what's Nourished by Terror is the one where people run away and you get to roll every time you kill a unit, and then if people run away, you get points per model that runs away. Which one's Reality Rebels?
Reality Rebels is the engage replacement. If I have more units in a quadrant, I get a secondary point, and if I have someone wholly within 6 inches of the middle, I get a secondary.
Okay. All right, let's get rolling here. So the idea here was that I would do the Sacred Ground secondary, basically, on the objective here, and he wouldn't be able to stop me because Paul doesn't have a lot of shooting, but we'll see how Paul responds to that. I moved the empty Rhino to the middle of the table. That's just a positioning thing. That's all that is. And then the Novitiates are right here holding the objective. They had to advance, so they're not doing the action there. They're just holding the objective because I'd really like Paul to come out to the middle of the table and party with me.
Yeah.
And Paul's standing over here, seemingly not being protected by anyone. That's how little she's afraid of your non-existent guns.
I mean, the Heartblade put a mean Heart Blast on her.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the range is like not bad on the harp too, right?
It's 24 on the big blast.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah. So to Paul's turn, looks like your fiends are moving up to the objective here. I remember that.
Yep. Fiends are beasts, so they can coolly man through walls.
Yep. And then you're like, maybe I don't move everything to the middle of the table on the first turn against the Sisters' army.
Yeah, not having advance and charge anymore really throws out how I normally play this army. I feel a little more conservative than I'm used to.
Yeah. But your secondaries aren't bad, honestly. Like,
no.
We were both surprised by the Nourished by Terror, and Reality Rebels is great.
Oh, yeah. Rebels is great. Bellacor with Nourished by Terror is fantastic because he has an additional minus leadership and he gets +1 to combat attrition.
Okay.
So he really kind of maximizes that secondary even more.
That makes sense. I don't actually know what we're rolling about right now, but that's right. You mortal wounded off a bunch of the Repentia that were standing.
Yeah, Shalaxi got both Phantasmagoria and Cacophonic Choir off on the Repentia, and you Miracle Dice the 4-up to stop the Cacophonic Choir because it's about to do like 6 mortal wounds.
Right, because that would have opened up you to charge into the Sisters easily.
Yep.
I can't remember if you tried to make that charge anyways, but that was I wasn't thinking when I did move that there. I wasn't thinking about how much mortal wound power you'd have that you'd be able to mortal through them and then charge around, which you just did.
Yeah, and it was more just very, very hot psychic dice to get both those powers off too.
Okay,
it's super probable.
So he's got the fiends basically on the 2 Repentia. I don't think I decide to spend 2 CP here to find on death, just 2 Repentia.
No, because you would have killed like a fiend. I think we figured out.
Not good. So that, and then you split your attacks. You put some fiends into the Sisters.
Yeah, fiends are 5 attacks a pop, and I really don't know their reliability at this point, but it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah. So you killed the 2 Repentia, then you killed 2 Sisters, and they're obsec, so that didn't take the objective from me.
It did not.
But then and they get to finish their action, right? Because they didn't charge.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's here's some angry girls punching at the fiends. Well, didn't get the job done. Looks like I got a wound on one.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, just that 5-up demon save,
Yeah. Your whole army's 4-up, 5-up, right? 4-up and shooting, 5-up in close combat.
Yep.
Yeah.
For some reason, chariots are 4-ups. For reasons I don't know why.
We're going to see some chariots here in a minute, and their ridiculous footprint.
It's one of those things. I guess we'll see it when we see it. Chariots are very hard to deep strike because the base is so huge. I didn't realize until I was in the act of trying to do it.
I am excited to see their footprint from top down, Paul.
Oh yeah,
I think it's really going to emphasize how ridiculous they are.
We'll see it, but like they extend over the base. Like it's not just the base, but like they're bigger than their base, which makes it kind of funnier.
It's not good. I did get to do one of these for the game against Josh, where he had the thing that got a huge base treatment.
Oh, the Soul Grinder. It's on like a 6.2.
Soul Grinder's on a large serving plate now for its base.
Oh yeah, it's problematic if you want to play like the 4-inch gap between buildings.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're off to my top of 2 turn, and I see that the one sister fell back just to get farther on the objective. Other than that, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe we're having a conversation. I don't know. Oh, I rolled a die.
Someone's advancing, it looks like.
Yep. Yes. Just that I don't know why I rolled a die before this. Litanies. That's why.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So both my litanies went off. I was souping up some Repentia to send them after the fiends, and then I also moved 10 of the Retributors to see Meltas that way. I don't have anything else to shoot at, so there's no real harm in throwing vol rerolls on that Retributor squad and shooting the fiends with it.
Yeah, and like you can, in theory, run up and shoot Bellacor because he's 20 wounds now, but I made sure he was far enough back. You would put yourself in a bad spot to peek out that far.
Yeah. And this is just making sure that if Paul does come forward, that this is the first thing that he smites and hits, is all that is. He's got a lot of stuff in Deep Strike, so I also don't want him to get some like cheeky angle on Cassie or Vol where he's like, oh look, you didn't screen right here. People don't like the novitiates, Paul. Like a lot of lists don't, at Las Vegas Team Tournament don't have them.
Really, I thought for the points, the volume attacks is fantastic.
Oh yeah, well it's not just that, but they're so cheap, and they still have a 4-up with Armor of Contempt. Yeah. The only real downside of them compared to a normal sister is that one less armor save, but the leader has a 3-up with multiple wounds. Like it's a very sturdy obsec unit that you can throw in the middle of the table. And if someone charges it, it's got a bunch of attacks. It has a little bit of shooting. I love it. I think it's great.
No, for sure. I think they're a pretty solid unit.
Yeah. John Lennon was telling me 2 days ago or something that just a bunch of people don't value them. What? Okay, fine.
John Lennon's Nova things. They punched out a keeper pretty quick at Cherry Hammer.
Oh, the novitiates?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I've certainly given them the 40 attacks full rerolls and sent them in before. I've done that. I've certainly done that before.
Oh yeah. It's pretty scary.
Pretty funny. Especially into demons, right? Where AP doesn't matter anymore.
There's now Daemonettes get 41 attacks, and I can give them 1 CP reroll. I've been seeing the value on that.
Now, I remember here that I wanted you to have to charge these guys before you could go past them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember why I was so worried about that, because looking at the game now, I'm fine with you coming in and hitting the novitiate wall. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was thinking here. I don't remember what I end up deciding to do.
Maybe it's just for more screening, maybe?
Yeah, I guess. Like that's the play you'd make if you wanted to keep the keepers from getting the fiends from getting to the novitiates.
Yeah,
I don't know. Looks like we're into shooting now, though, so I must have decided to leave them off the table for now. Yep, we're doing full reroll meltas here into the fiends. We got 5 hits, 5 wounds there. Paul's gonna roll his saves. He rerolls one of them with a command point. I roll some damage, and 3 of them die. Oh, never mind. All of them die.
Yeah, those fiends weren't having a good day. I think another attack's going to evaporate soon as well.
And so now I've got, I think Vol gets to shoot some. No, maybe not. I don't think there's any other shooting.
Oh, I thought the Castigator did something. Yeah, it was the next turn. It's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, I think the Cassie can see something. That's what the numbers of dice I'm rolling seem very much like Cassie is shooting.
Yeah, you're popping at Bellacor. I think Bellacor just tanked everything.
Oh, that's right. Because I can see Bellacor, why wouldn't I shoot him?
Yeah.
That was the logic. And I think Vol shoots at him as well.
Yeah, they have like 36 or whatever range, so
yeah. But I think that's done now, and no damage was done to Bellacor.
Yeah. Bellacor makes every save or he makes no saves. There's no in between.
Yeah, right. The very first time I played against the new Bellacor model, which I love, was when at the height of Drukhari.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a ridiculous amount of poison guns in my army. And I remember just like shooting just nonstop poison at Bellacor the whole game. Just like, oh, here's another 10 dice at Bellacor. Just going to poison you down.
And Drukhari poison is affected by -2 wounds, so he's not really benefiting for any defensive off of that.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, there's a harp lady in the rear.
All right, so now we're into bottom of 2, and you are at the end of 1. You were up 8-3 just from secondaries, and now your fiends have moved forward to crash into the super scary novitiates. Bellacor's coming forward. Looks like the Daemonettes are holding the objective for you there, and then there's another unit of Daemonettes that I think are just going to kind of like hustle.
Yep. Now they move 10, even though there's no advance in charge, they can still mosey up the board pretty fast now.
Yeah. I think you bring some stuff in now.
Yeah. So all my characters on the table except for the Transweaver are Warp Locust. So Shalaxi can bring people in, the Harp, and Bellacor. So I have a lot of options to just drop guys randomly in the table.
So another 10 Daemonettes just appeared.
here's the Hellflare trying to figure out where the world can go.
And you'll notice that Paul moved that terrain when he was measuring because we were like, this is silly. You should be able to at least shimmy sideways through this.
Yeah. So if you notice, like, there's little bladed axles and whips that come off of it. It's
Bellacor from wingtip to wingtip.
Yeah.
This guy from wingtip to wingtip. I'm going to argue that that's nearly the same.
Oh, absolutely. I think I just ended up normal deep striking him because he's just far enough away. So let's have a group of Seekers, the Cavalry there as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In the end, I wasn't sure why this many things. It seemed like you were coming forward with like 2/3 of your stuff, but not everything or not a small amount. I remember being very confused when you were doing this.
I think so. I have 2 more Chariots in reserve at this point, and I just realized that there's just nowhere for them to really pop down.
Oh, okay. See what you're saying.
Because like my whole backfield was just chock full of stuff.
All right, so no guns. We're on to charging. Oh no, you're casting psychic powers.
Yeah,
that's what's happening right now. Oh, you mortal off a bunch of the novitiates.
Yep.
Vol doesn't care for that. It's frustrating a little bit for me when I play armies that are quote tanky unquote. Like everybody hates Armor of Contempt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole army of sisters that have a 3-up save and can stand in cover and be Armor of Contempt. But at the same time, sometimes people just mortal them all off the table.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so frustrating. But you should have mortals because you sure don't have guns.
Yep. Well, the Chariots do have a 6-inch assault 6 bolter.
Okay. So Shalaxi discharged the Rhino. Not at all an overcommitment of resources.
You got Armor of Contempt. You got that 6-up Invone. You never know what happens with those guys.
That's very true. The Daemonettes just charged into that one sister who's standing there. That's not good news for her.
Might be a little overkill.
Yeah. So Shalaxi went here. These Daemonettes did a deep strike charge here. These cavalry are slamming into the novitiates. You don't have a charge from this guy anymore.
Yeah.
Because I pulled off the novitiates from the mortals.
Yeah. And maybe in hindsight, Bellacor could have been more aggressively put up. But I'm very scared of multi-melt Retributors.
I think you should be. I think that's a reasonable thing to be scared of. But if with Shalaxi rushing, it probably makes sense to just send them both as aggressively as you can.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a pressure tactic. Hopefully you can't deal with both of them at once. And this is where the Rhino... Oh, no, wait, that was the other unit.
Yeah, that was a bunch of novitiates dying. But not all of them, interestingly.
Yeah. I remember this Rhino spikes all his saves and survives Shalaxi's charge, which was a thing.
All right, so all the novitiates have died.
Yep.
As though that's any surprise. Oh, there's the 3 6s for the Rhino.
I see him a little shake to the cam.
Yeah. So the Rhino took 3 damage and is down to 7.
Yep. That was actually a 300-point demon.
Yeah.
Rhino.
And then I think I just pull the sister off. It's fighting the 10 Daemonettes.
Yep.
All right, let's jump forward a little bit to my movement phase here.
Sure.
All right, so now it's the top of 3, despite what the turn thing that says at the top of the screen. The score is now 29-20. I have 18 primary. That must include turn. This must be weird. I don't know why that's that way. I must have scored in the middle of the round or something. I don't know. That can't be. Oh, I guess I got a 12 on 2, and if I got 3 from the priority target, which is in the upper left hand corner, yeah, then I'd have 18 at the start of 3. Okay. So I've got an 18-4 lead on primary, but you'll notice that Paul is currently going faster than the sisters at secondaries, which is an important thing to note about the game. All right, then. This is me getting ready to shoot at things and figure out how I'm going to deal with the large amount of pink demons that are on my doorstep. We can jump forward to Colin moving things here. All right. Oh, yeah. So the Retributors from down here shimmied up here. A Repentia unit ran out here with all the buffs on them. They have the, I think the Repentia Superior is right by, yeah, she's right there. I just moved her. This is the Repentia Superior. She's over there to help them get +1 to wound against Shalaxi. These sisters up here in the upper left-hand corner are basically trying to go and clog up the gap so that Paul just can't come run onto the objective. Because if he charges here, this might be really easy to see on here. If you charge here, you're not going to have 3 inches of after movement to get to the objective. So it means that you have to have multiple units to solve that problem.
Yep. And this was a hindsight thing. I forgot Slaanesh chariots can redeploy deep strike in for 1 CP.
Okay.
So even if I made a little bit of gap, the next turn you can just pop in and fill in that space a little easier.
Here is us not understanding how the deep strike rules work. I noticed in the errata when the next Monday after we played this game, when they released the errata that helped, they got rid of the 2-inch rule, that you don't measure true distance for deep strike. It's 9-inch horizontal distance.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. And what's funny is remember I played Zach like the night before this game? And in Zach and my game, we spend like 20 minutes figuring out where he can deep strike, and both of us clearly don't know that either. So I'm watching all these bit reps where I don't know that. Future Colin knows, but past Colin did not know.
Sure, no, that's
so interesting call out there. For this game, though, it doesn't really matter. But the Flamer guys basically are in the middle of the target so that they have middle of the table. In general, I like to bring things in with multiple targets possible, depending on how my turn goes. And that's what I've done here. The other thing we have, I don't know why Shalaxi just moved.
I think she got bumped when he moved the Rhino a little bit.
Oh, okay. And then the other thing I did is I brought in these 6 Zephyrim right here in order to auto charge onto the objective, because I have a 6, a 4, and a 5 on my Miracle Dice. And then the saddest thing of all, Cassie the Castigator getting in the way of the oncoming charge. So I'm flaming when I come in from deep strike.
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember you just barbecued Force Eaters.
Yeah. All right, so here's, I think Melta at Shalaxi. No, I don't remember. We'll see in a second.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was at Keepers. Melta at Keepers is what it was. Not Keepers, our Fiends.
Yeah, Fiends.
Yep. And then oh, it looks like I split up my shooting a little bit. Ah, that's right. The bolters were shooting down into the Daemonettes. Killed a couple.
Yeah.
And then now I'm thinking about, you could tell, thinking about my shooting. All right, here goes. All right, so this is the full reroll Melta that didn't move, because it's actually on, I think, on the 2nd floor, and we just can't see it.
Yeah. Oh, and these Fiends just whiffed all their saves and they just explode.
Yeah, they just explode.
Which seems to be the theme of this game. Fiends just aren't making any
no saves.
Yeah. I have
some rando pistols into your Daemonettes.
Yeah, I mean Daemonettes, I have to say they're my clutch unit. I just the amount of attacks they get and for relative inexpense,
Oh yeah, they're great.
Oh yeah, like they're my new favorite thing in the army.
They're not expensive, honestly, for what they do.
Yeah, for 12, I think 12 points is very reasonable.
Yeah, they could be cheaper. Like it wouldn't be if they were a point or two points cheaper, it would make the army a lot better. But fine.
Or if they just made like lesser demons 5 to 10, so you can have a cheaper backfield kind of guy.
So Cassie shot over here and picked up some Daemonettes. I'm not really doing anything to Bellacor yet, but he's far enough away that he's only going to be able to reach the Castigator.
Mm-hmm. Bellacor is always a problem. Like the amount of fire it takes to kill Bellacor, you're not shooting anything else that turn. So he's usually kind of the trap to really try to nuke down Bellacor.
I agree completely. Oh, that must be. I must have hand flamed those Daemonettes because it looks like Cassie's shooting them right now.
Oh, yeah.
I pointed, which is helpful when I do.
Oh, just the one. It looks like it's the banner left, so she won't take the morale test or the extra.
Oh yeah, it looks like I split my fire to clear off the middle of the table there. Now, what's interesting here is Cassie and the hand flamers that came in are not on the objective. So I didn't. Well, I did push you off. I didn't end up with a plan that included me holding the objective. Just interesting. Sure. So my Zephyrim made their charge up here in the upper right-hand corner.
Yep, with the miracle dice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why we're pointing at your chariot so much.
Sure.
It's clearly not involved in this charge process.
It's just happy to be there at this point.
Yeah, it's not doing anything. All right, so here's my Repentia charge. I decided to go into the Daemonettes and Shalaxi, which is super greedy. And then I just measured the 6 inches from the Repentia Superior.
Sure.
The Hand Flamer ladies are going to try to pick up the spare on those 2 Daemonettes. You just took 4 of your magic points away. I don't remember why.
It was probably to strike first using one of my new Warp Storm table abilities.
Oh, okay. I don't remember where I strike first here. Do I strike first into the Daemonettes so that you and then do you just fight on death with the Repentia? Is that what I do?
I think you did my objective first, then we start alternating.
Okay. I remember this doesn't go well.
Yeah, I remember
I remember thinking, oh, this will be great. I put a CP into them, probably auto wound on 6s. Didn't roll any 6s though, so whatever.
Yep.
I got like.
Yeah. Oh, you rolled terrible there. Oh yeah, I think I just spiked the dice or something.
Yeah, and then you roll like really good on saves, and like almost none of them die.
Yep. Oh, I was using Daemonettes. It looks like the counter offensive or strike first, something like that. Maybe kill some or Repentia.
Yep. I just popped off 2 CP, so I'm obviously doing fight on death with them.
I was probably doing the 1 CP reroll all hits, which is pretty snazzy for Daemonettes.
You're not rolling your dice on screen, Paul.
I think because I had such a huge handful.
I made a lot of 6s there. Some 5s. But they're still dead anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So now I have to decide how I want to split my attacks, which I remember not being pleased about. Because the Rhino's there. So, like, if I can, going into Paul's turn, if I can clear the Daemonettes off, the Rhino and Shalaxi will tie.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll mean that he doesn't get point. He only gets a 4 and not an 8. So here's the Repentia doing something crazy.
I remember we both underestimated how well the Repentia were going to do into this combat.
Yeah.
They did way better than both of us were expecting.
Oh, these are all under Shalaxi.
Yeah.
The Daemonette's already exploded.
Yep. And even with Shalaxi's -1 to wound in the fight phase, it did not save her. She took a ton of damage.
but she's not dead.
No, but I think she like will only survive like 4 wounds or something. She took a ton of wounds there.
Yeah. It looks like I have 1 Repentia alive, which is amusing. All right, let's see what happens next here. Oh, is that the Canoness? That might be the Canoness who went in to fight last Shalaxi.
Oh,
That's what that is.
Yep.
Yep, the Canoness is in there because she was fight lasting Shalaxi, so that I could go first with the Zephyrim and then second with the Repentia.
Yep.
Which is why you interrupted with the Daemonettes, because the fight last was on Shalaxi. That makes sense.
Yep.
Sadly, she failed at killing Shalaxi, and now Shalaxi is going to hit her back.
Yeah, not having Word of the Emperor affect the demon save is quite the turn for Agonies now.
Yeah. She whiffed and died in another game I just did with her too. Like I don't.
Oh, and here's the Daemonettes just slacking off.
The 6 Daemonettes that are still alive from that comment just casually picking up all 6 Zephyrim. Just, well, Colin, that wasn't a good plan. Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're both shocked how that.
Yeah. There's the Canoness exploding.
Yep.
So not at all what I expected on the turn, right? Like I picked up the majority of your things that do stuff. Like the Daemonettes are crippled, other than the ones on your home objective. The ones in the middle, yeah, those ones are and gone. Okay.
I don't know if she made
just
one
Daemonette.
Yeah. That was the one left. She made the ones hang out there.
Yeah. But at the same time, I didn't take any objectives from you. Like I'm not anywhere closer to getting Sacred Ground. It's just kind of funny how we just wrecked each other so bad there.
Oh yeah, and for this whole game, I'm not getting into the top left corner, which is my priority objective.
Yeah,
because I just physically couldn't.
Yeah. I think mine's this one, and yours is this one.
Yep. I think that's how it worked.
That can't be right. Mine must be the upper left, and yours must be the bottom right. Otherwise, I don't think it makes any sense.
One of those. Yeah, I was trying to get over to it, just wasn't happening.
Yeah. Oh, the harp has come out.
Yep. Needs to.
Oh, here we go. More giant chariots arriving.
That one is the Herald Hellflayer, the one with the light blue base.
Okay.
That's why I have.
What's super amusing, of course, is they have no charges of any kind.
Yeah.
Because other big models are already in the way.
Yeah, I kind of learned that weekend 4 chariots is way too many.
Yeah. Oh, that was chariot shooting. Did you see?
Yeah. They're Assault 6, AP1 Bolter doing work.
Oh, maybe that wasn't shooting. Maybe that was Shalaxi, because Shalaxi's in combat with the Rhino right now.
Oh, could be.
Or smiting or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that looked like a Phantasmagoria.
Yeah. All right.
We're trying to hit the hand flavors on the roof, looks like.
Yep. They got worked a little bit there.
Yeah.
All right, we're on to charging. Chariots charge the 5 sisters up there. And Bellacor goes into Cassie. Chariot into Rhino.
So I was undercutting myself here. Chariots get 8 attacks, not 5. I couldn't quite make out the YouTube video, but
they really matter there.
Yeah.
As you just blend those sisters.
Yeah, they're still coming in with like 18 attacks on that charge. It's just a lot of volume from
it really is
single unit.
There's Cassie blows up to Bellacor. That's what should happen, frankly. Chariot into the Rhino.
So the hard thing about the chariots, because chariots are now vehicle, not the chariot keyword, they have no way to get any rerolls to hit or wound in the demon army. So they're very spiky in what they can do.
Did my Rhino just punch off your Daemonette?
It looked like it did.
That's great. Maybe it exploded when it died. I don't know.
Well, that's what happened because you knocked the chariot. I put a wound token on that other chariot too.
Okay.
Explosion.
All right. I'm excited to see the score update here because I remember that we both scored a bunch of points on that turn.
Yeah, we roughly killed half each other's armies that turn.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so now it's 43 to 38. Still incredibly close. The big thing, though, is that because of the priority target and Paul can't get his, because I've gotten it several times, I'm at 30 primary, and Paul's only at 11. But you can see that Paul is absolutely stomping me on secondary at 27 to 13. I don't have any assassinates so far, though, because I haven't killed any characters. I have some Leap of Fate, and then most of my points are from Sacred Ground for my secondary. So here goes some Repentia, getting ready to go fight Bellacor. Retributors are going to go shoot Shalaxi. The unit of chargy people, the Zephyrim, who are in the back line holding it for Deep Strike, have moved themselves up over here to a very doable charge into the Chariot. Hand Flamers are going to move down here. Down to the objective there. This is, I think, top of 4. That sounds right.
No, I think it's... Oh, yeah, it'll be top 4, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just the round 3 at the top of the screen is incorrect.
Yep. So that was my last turn to drop the other action strike.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay.
So we're hand flaming Shalaxi, and I roll, casually roll like 8 6s.
Yep. I think you got like almost max shots too. It was something ridiculous. Yeah.
It looks like I got like 21 shots. All right, hand flame her off.
Yep.
Get her out of here. So that gets me that objective back, which is my priority target.
Yep. Shalaxi was just hanging off the prayer after the Repentia beat her up.
Yeah. I think you had like 3 wounds left when the hand flamers went at you.
She was not in the fight anymore.
What I had done with the Melta Sisters, the unit that's on the table down here, is I saw myself measuring 12 to here and 12 to here, so that they would be in 12-inch range of both targets, so that if the hand flamers didn't get it done, I could send Meltas at Shalaxi.
Yep.
Just more of the kind of gunline fundamentals of positioning, so that depending on how your shooting phase goes, you could put your guns where they're needed. More shooting into Bellacor. This is Meltas and also Vol, just shooting like crazy into Bellacor. I should get wound tokens that can be seen, right? I should get like something really easy to see.
A big D20 or something like that. Yeah.
The problem is big D20s don't have any sort of structural integrity. They just kind of...
Sure they do, but
they don't stay still.
No.
I just did a bunch of damage to Bellacor. Whole lots. Does Bellacor die in the shooting phase here? I think he might.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I think one of the volleys of Melta just punched through and was kind of done. Oh, some bolt pistols from the Zephs.
Yep. Try to soften up that Chariot.
Yep.
Oh, looks like Bellacor's still alive.
Maybe he's died dumb stuff in the past. I thought he died to like a bolt pistol or something silly like that, but maybe not.
That was Vol shooting. All right, charging on in. Yep. Zephyrim into the Chariot. Cool. I rolled a big charge there. Actually, I think I used Fate Dice to make sure I'd get a lot of people in. Repentia into Bellacor.
Yep.
Paul doesn't have CP here, I think. so I wasn't worried about him interrupting.
Yeah, I think I used it. One of mine just tried to save Bellacor in the shooting phase, which I'm not sure that was a right play or wrong play, but he survived.
Well, here's the Repentia punching Bellacor.
Yeah.
I
think this is the one we were talking about. We both.
Oh, because I don't get to reroll the hit against Bellacor.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
And he had the minus to wound, but I think it still just worked out in your favor.
I think the deal is that the shooting hit him so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that it just didn't matter.
Yeah. And Bellacor's new minus damage ability is only against shooting, so he's not reducing Repentia strikes to 1 damage. So.
Well, it looks like he's still alive.
Yeah.
Weird. All right.
I think he was down to like 2 wounds. I think he just like hung in there.
And here's the Zephyrim going crazy on that Chariot.
Yeah.
And then I realized after I do this that I needed significant buffs to have any hope of this working.
Yeah, T5, 7 wounds, 4 up in bone or demon series. Like they're tanky-ish.
I put it down to 1. It was not good enough.
So the good thing about the Hellflare is it still gets not as many blade axles, but it still gets them on when it's not charging too. So it still gets a volume of fire on the punchback.
Yep. All right, a little bit of rolling to finish up our close combat phase. The Repentia obviously all die to Bellacor.
Yeah, I think he was doing his sweep attack just to make sure.
Oh yeah.
The volume gets him.
The Chariot picked up 4 of the Seraphim, excuse me.
Yeah.
Zephyrim. 4 of the Zephyrim. And now my turn is done. And I hand it off to Paul for bottom of 2.
Yeah.
I get a CP, I get a miracle dice. And what do you think you're going to try to do here, Paul? You probably remember.
Yeah, I think Bellacor unexpectedly was just going to beeline into Vol. And we're going to try to get back the bottom right objective. But I'm just kind of running out of things. Oh, that's right. That one was falling back. So the other Chariot could eat in.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for that is it gets 2 more swings on a charge with its malefic weapons, which are more valuable to try to counter his armor of contempt and just start killing ladies.
Oh, because they ignore armor of contempt.
Yep. And they're AP 2, so you're going up to a 5-ups. And
right.
They're strength 6 and Woody on choose as well. Yeah, the Chariot Herald is just kind of out in the open. He didn't really have a good place to come down for 2 rounds. He's just hanging on the objective, I guess.
Well, somewhat gotta be, right?
Yep.
Looks like the Harp is there too, though.
Yep. The Harp does get a Assault 6, Strength 5, AP 1 shooting attack, so it's reasonably good at killing sisters. In the open, at least on cover, but
right.
Looks like a psychic phase there.
You didn't move Bellacor, I don't think.
Oh. Maybe there was a reason. I don't know.
Is he in combat with somebody? Like I don't.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't move him.
Yeah.
Because I thought Bellacor kills Vol, then immediately dies after that.
Oh, there we go. Chariot into the Seraphim.
Get in there.
And then I actually overwatch your Chariot in the south.
Oh, maybe it was just really hurt.
Well, it's hand flamers on Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
And you roll 1,000,000 saves, but I could pick it up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, getting 10 wounds on a T5 on Overwatch is pretty good.
Yep. And then you just casually make the charge after not moving forward.
I'm not sure why I didn't move him.
That's hilarious.
Huh.
Because you wanted to flex on me with your long charge skills.
He needs to do the saunter to get in there. Yeah.
He needs the momentum to hit hard.
Although I think he's down to 4 swings, so his killing power isn't what it used to be.
So I made a save, failed to save.
Yep.
Made a save, and then I think I'm going to miracle die. Oh, I've seen how much damage you're doing before I decided if we're going to roll again. And Vol lives. Good job, Vol.
Where did you get pause? Oh, there it goes. We're talking, I guess.
Yeah, I would like to see Vol punch back. I don't know what we're distracted by. Oh, Vol's dead. Never mind.
Something happened.
Something happened. We misunderstood something that was going on.
Yep.
All right. Well, so be it. This is the Seraphim swinging into the chariot. That's what this is.
Gotcha.
I can tell by the way I'm counting the dice. There we go.
Oh, the Zephyrim up there? Gotcha.
Yeah, the Zephyrim that are into the chariot on the top there. So, again, allow me to wound this chariot a little bit and not actually hurt it. I wonder why I got to go before it. Do you think I interrupted? That's a weird place for me to interrupt.
Maybe. I guess maybe you're afraid he was just going to pick up the Zephyrin without any return.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know. With 18 attacks, that's actually a real assumption there.
Yeah, but they weren't gonna kill it. So
maybe
weird.
Yeah,
it's fine. I'm sure past Colin knew what he was doing, or not. It's always possible too, I suppose. All right, this is a lot of talking going into my turn here. Let's move it forward a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. Did we talk it out, or are we doing the 5th turn here?
I think the Retributor just pick up Bellacor and my Chariot this turn. I remember right.
It does look like that's what's happening. Okay, there was Melta picking a Bellacor. That could be 3 points on Assassinate. Well, you can see that the huge amount of primary that I got is now too much for Paul. I was just able to keep him off the objectives just long enough while we were punching, but he's still ahead of me on secondaries, which is super interesting. I don't know why I moved that character to get on the objective with you. It doesn't accomplish anything, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think you actually get a bunch of points on your turn 5, so we should watch through the end.
Yeah, I think I do a little bit of cleanup, but the primary deficit was too much to come back.
But I think it ends up being closer than we expected it to be. So I'm just putting rando shots into that chariot in the middle of the table.
Yep.
My Seraphim continue to hold down the fort on the bottom right objective.
Oh yeah, I've long given up trying to come back down there again.
Yeah. Can't go there. It's a silly place.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Hellflare again. Doing work.
Yep. Doing work, yeah. MVP.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, so then on your turn, we just, what points can you get?
Yep. I think she harps the character there or something, trying to smite her, something like that. I think I realized I screwed up from the bottom. I smited there. I should have charged, and that would have got me like another objective. I don't think.
Oh, that makes sense because you smited off the Seraphim and left nowhere to charge. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, what it would look like maybe like a 6-inch charge or something wasn't tremendous.
Interestingly, that chariot would already be there because you moved him away last turn because you thought the other chariot would deal with the hand flamers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there were too many large base models and
trying to get through that hole.
Yeah, the footprint definitely matters in this kind of dense terrain.
It now says it's Colin's turn 4. It's actually Paul's turn 5.
Yep.
So we should have the final score here in just a second.
Yeah, I think the harp went in and tried to kill. I think that was the Hospitaller or the Dogmata.
Yeah, I don't remember. No, that's the Repentia Superior. She was giving the Repentia +1 to wound against the.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We're clearly done.
I think we're done. Yeah.
So that's the final score right there.
Yeah.
which is actually pretty neat. On the final turn, you take the top left objective, you take the middle objective, and you take the bottom right objective. You don't take the bottom right objective, but you still have 3 objectives to my 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a 12 on primary, which is huge catch up. You didn't get your priority objective, but you did take mine, which got you points if I remember correctly. And then your secondaries went great. I didn't get a lot on Assassinate. I got Shalaxi and Bellacor dead, but I didn't kill any of your other characters.
Yeah, the Harp and the Herald both kind of hang out back. Yeah.
I ended up getting Sacred Ground on some of the objectives. I don't remember how many. And then I got 12 on Leap of Faith. So in the end, you outperformed me on secondaries, but just the primary edge is what got me. So I think that's actually really interesting, considering that in the kill war, it looks like I'm just wrecking you as you come at me. But it's not actually the case.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of a hindsight thing. With the relatively short range shooting power of Sisters, I probably could just start on the table with everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was probably a little too conservative, just fearing multi-meltas, but in the Castigator.
Well, I also think that if you play this list again, you wouldn't have 4 chariots.
No, and the cavalry are gone. I was just trying things to try them out to see what happened.
So what, just so people know, what's in your list now?
It is 3 max units of Fiends, 4 units of Daemonettes, and double Harps, Shalaxi, and Bellacor.
Oh, that's neat. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Well, I appreciate you joining me for this, what ended up being a very close game of Sisters versus Slaanesh. And if you guys want to chat with Paul more, you can find him in our Patreon group. He's in our Discord all the time. If you're nice, he'll talk to you about 40K. Otherwise, you'll get his normal internet behavior. So yeah, exactly right. Okay, so thanks everybody, and we'll talk with you all soon. Bye now.